Hello traders, welcome to the weekly Forex market overview with me, Pierre from PAFX. Hello Gabriel, Timothy, how are you guys? I hope you all had a great trading week and looking forward for this nice, and I think we're gonna have another great trading week ahead of us next week. Welcome Lordy. Yeah, just a reminder for all of you who've been asking when is my next course and batch will start. That gonna be after the Christmas and the holidays, so my next course and mentoring program will start somewhere in the beginning of January, maybe the second week of January. And now the door is open for the next batch for the registration. And as usual guys, as you know, I only take a maximum number of 10 students every time. So if you are interested, you can start contacting me about that over Facebook is the easiest way to reach me, or by sending me an email. Yes, let me just roll the disclaimer, and as usual, everyone have to read this disclaimer to know about the risk involved in the Forex trading, and that this session is only the way I see and the way I'm probably gonna trade the market. So this should not be taken as a signal in any way, yeah? So next week, we start with some news, and everyone is looking toward the Super Wednesday, where we have the federal fund rates for the USD, and of course this day gonna be very important for us traders. Everyone is expecting a rate hike, and it should be probably already priced in. So the most important thing we're gonna look at is actually the press conference after the announcement of the fund rates. Yeah, so the press conference is gonna be very, very important, because investors want to know if there will be 2 or 3 or more rate hike for 2018 or not, and that would be the major thing that the market gonna be looking forward to. Thursday we have some Aussie news, employment change and unemployment rate. We do have some Swiss news, sterling news, and the official bank rates. Minimum bid rate for the EU on Thursday. So Wednesday, Thursday gonna be very, very busy days. Friday nothing, and Monday nothing, and some little news on Tuesday. Yeah, so as I always say, keep your eyes on the news. You should have some good information about the fundamental, about the pair you're gonna be trading. Welcome Mark and John. Hello guys. So let's get started with the Dixie as usual. So as you see guys, the Dixie been trading inside this downtrend channel, and now it seems like we broke out of it. Last week we had this gap, and the dollar kept trading higher all the way back to this important resistant level here that needed this major candle to break during October month. But as you see, we're looking left here, it was a good support level and been acting as good resistant many times until we broke this in October with this major news candle. Then we broke below, we tested again, and now the Dixie did test that level last Friday. So for the Dixie, we have the 94.15 as a major resistance that we should be looking at for next week, in case we're gonna see a continuation on the dollar. Yeah, but already if we look at the RSI, we do have major hidden divergence, as you see, between this high and this high. This high is much higher than this high, but on the price they are almost equal highs. So we do have already some hidden bearish divergence. And if we go down to the 4-hour, we do see we have a nice doji or inverted hammer formation, hanging man formation here. So what we will be looking at, if we're gonna get another retest and rejection, we want to see a break of the low here to possibly reach back to the monthly pivot point. The bullish scenario is, of course, a break above the 94.15 retest and the continuation toward probably the monthly R1. But as we look at it right now on the 4-hour, it looks like overextended RSI on the extreme, and I am looking for a even if the dollar gonna be bullish long term, I think we may see some correction down toward monthly pivot point or this neckline. That would be the best level, the best first level to look to buy some dollars. Yeah, depends on what pair you are trading. So some rejection on Friday could be also profit taking. So this is the most important level for now as resistance to look at. And if the rate hike is already priced in this move to the upside, then you should not be surprised that on the news release we see some move to the downside from this level. Once again, the most important thing is the press conference that we want to listen to get some hints about the future and how many, if they can give us some hints about how many rate hikes we're gonna get for 2018. Yeah, dollar did gold did break this consolidation and correction now. As you see, if it's been trading sideways, slightly up for a long time, this correction is now clearly over, and it did really sell off since it did reach the monthly R1, and it did a great sell off to the downside. We broke this trend line. I was looking for a possible bounce at this area at the monthly S1. We got a little bit of a bounce, not much, and then broke below monthly S1 and did reach monthly S2 in 1 day. So it was a huge move. And if we look at the RSI, we are at the extreme now, as you see here on the daily, and we are at the monthly S2, and we do have this possible last defense as a structure here coming from this low here. So where gold is testing right now is a very, very important support, at least a short term, since we now broke below all these highs. The 1260 is now broken, which was the important support level we was watching. So a break below this area now may send the gold back toward 1220, but where gold is testing right now is still an interesting level to look at. We are clearly at the monthly S2, and as I said, RSI oversold, and it is a level where we should be looking for at least a possible bounce back up to maybe retest the monthly S1 or the 1260 where we got the breakout. So we do have a micro range now, and the first thing I'm looking at now, after we've got below oversold even on the 4-hour, we start trading higher on the RSI, but the price is still making sideways. So another retest of 1244 area, and probably look for bullish evidence for at least retest of the monthly S1 would be good level to watch down here. And let's not forget that this is a counter trend trade, so you really need confirmation, and counter trend trades used to be a bit harder traded, sometimes slow movement. So if you are new to trading, you maybe want to take a possible continuation after. If we get a retest higher, then maybe you want to take the continuation trade, which is a sell from this area here if we get bearish evidence, and if gold could not break back above the 1260 area. Yeah, so yeah, these are the two levels that we should be looking at first for next week. Oil did break this trend line now, and broke below monthly pivot point and broke this neckline, so this double top is now confirmed. There is a possibility that we see some more correction, but once again, as I said, I think the first level we should be looking at to buy gold is still down here at the 55. I did say that last week, but we never reached this level to try a buy. As you see, the price broke with this candle on Wednesday, and then we got 2 bullish days, and we never reached this level to try a buy. So it's structure-wise, it's still a bullish structure, but this is like the first time we do break a major swing on the daily, and we should get a little bit worried to go long from this level. So watch this area up here now. It could be a retest of the broken trend line. As you see, it is a clear broken trend line here. Could be a possible retest at this area. If the price did reach this level once again, we should be looking for a possible bounce from here, but I will not be looking to short oil. I will be looking to buy once again back down at this structure around the 55 area, where we also have the monthly S1 if we get that retest next week. Yeah, overall, I'm still bullish on oil, and until, as far as we are trading above the 55, will be only looking to buy. Otherwise, if the 55 is got broken, retested, then we may go back down to the 51.50 area on oil. Yeah, but once again, I still think there is some more to oil, but it needs to correct lower to give us a better level to trade from. Forex, we start with Aussie Chief. As I said, guys, after looking at the weekly last week here, and that we kept broking below and closing below, and we do not have much structure to work with, I think that we may see, I think that we may see more to the downside now. What we got last week was a try to break back above this level, but the pair didn't hold above this area. We got only one day, and the day after we got a clear rejection with an inside bar. Thursday was another bearish day with a close below, and Friday, as you see, we did close at the lows of the day, which is a strong signal. Now this gap is closed. We do have another lower high. The lowest low is still not broken, but as you see here, there is a lot of pressure to the downside on Aussie Chief. So for next week, if we got another retest of this level here, that would be the first level to look at for a possible shorting possibility from this area here, and we want to look for a break of this low. If that got broken, we have a lot of down room on the chart. As you see, it is a very good and empty area down here, and if this low got broken, we may move at least to this level or even lower to test these lows down here. Yeah, very nice chart, and the moves are good swings now after this. This move here was very boring and spiky. Now we do have better trending days on this pair. And on the RSI, once again, we still have some room to the downside. AUD did complete the ABCD pattern now and did reach this monthly S1 and support level. Also did reach this possible trend line we do have here. The level is a good support flip zone of support and resistance, as you see, been acting as a good flip zone at this area here. And now AUD is testing the level at the moment. The price is at that area where we should be looking for a possible reversal zone, but it is still looking heavy so far. No clear evidence of bullish movement. We got a nice 4-hour candle here on the USD news last week during the NFP, but as you see here, we got another bearish engulfing candle just after that, and the price did close near the lows once again. Now the RSI was on the extreme on the 4-hour and went back inside, so we do have bullish divergence. If we look on the 1-hour, as you see here, it is a clear bullish divergence between this low and this low, higher low here, and the price, this low is much higher than this low down here. So we do have a clear bullish divergence, but this bullish candle here that broke this consolidation never gave us any continuation signal to really trust a possible move to the upside. So it was a breakout, but we got rejected once again, and those candles here, small bodies candle, was Friday, late Friday trading, and usually we used to get such small movement late Friday. Yeah, and the divergence on the 4-hour is also clear. So divergence wise, we do have a clear bullish divergence, and as you see, the move looking overextended. So I'm very interested for more bullish evidence at this level to see if we're gonna get a bounce from this area down here. The first trouble area gonna be, of course, the neckline here, because the pair may do a possible retest and give you another bounce to the downside. So if you find any nice bullish evidence on lower time frame down here, your first level you want to look at is, of course, if we broke this high, this area up here gonna be the trouble area. So we do have monthly S1 support 0.75 even handled number. It is an interesting area, and of course we want to watch that level closely for next week. Yeah, I'm not sure, Alejandro, the video is a bit fuzzy for everyone. If it is, please don't forget to choose HD from your preference or properties of the video. So if you have a fuzzy video, please use HD and you're gonna get better picture. Please, anyone else can confirm if the picture is bad or not. Euro Aussie, this ascending wedge got broken. We did break below this previous low and got a nice move back up. So I was looking for a possible retest of this broken neckline. We got that, but Friday we got bounce to the downside again from the retest of this level here, and we got another move to the upside. It is still an interesting area up here. This level I'm gonna be looking once again where the price is testing right now for if we get another retest next week, to look for a possible bearish evidence and see if we're gonna get at least a retest of this level down here. Yeah, so this possible head and shoulder is still valid for me. We did break this trend line, and we got this high. We never broke the head. Short term, we are making higher highs and higher lows, so it's important next week to see if this is gonna be our first lower high after this move to the upside. Otherwise, if we break above this right shoulder next week, then we should keep waiting to see when the price reach the level of the head for, up here or not. So I am very interested to see if this level gonna hold, give me bearish evidence at this area on like 1 hour 15 minute, and try to short it from here for a possible as I said once again, at least a move to this level or the monthly pivot point and the major low down here. And if we go back on the daily, you see it clearly now. The higher highs and higher lows got broken. We didn't make another higher low. We put a lower high on the day, a lower low on the daily, and now I'm waiting for a lower high too to give me some more confirmation, and the divergence is still bearish divergence on the RSI. Yeah. EuroCAD, nice bounce once again at this level, and it did test the monthly S1, went all the way back to the monthly pivot point, got rejected, and pushed back up again. So I am looking for possible retest of this very important supply level up here. As you see, we do have a good important level up here. This was the Trump election spike at this level and got rejected from this area like a crazy. The next time we did a couple of tests here, couldn't break, went all the way back down here, and now we did a test and a possible fake out here, as you see. And the day after, we got this huge down candle on a very good CAD news. Fundamentally on the CAD, those job numbers was great, and I'm still looking that we should still seeing CAD getting stronger and stronger in the near term at least. So a retest of this supply level is the area that I would be looking for a possible bearish evidence at, to try to short the pair. We did have a retest of this broken level here already, got rejected, and at the monthly pivot point. So the best area is of course back up inside this supply level. Yeah. Eurochief making also a nice ascending wedge and a very clear bearish divergence on the RSI now. It's been going since this high here, and the divergence started to really pick up. We had a very strong bearish engulfing candle here, but we never got a continuation, a close below that to give us the signal. We traded inside that candle the whole time last week, so This is now the mother candle of this range, and it is a very, very important candle that we should be watching. So this candle here, this black big candle, gonna decide the range here. Any close outside of it gonna be your signal. To not be late trading a breakout of this candle is a bit late. The move probably is big. You want to go to lower time frame to define your range, and if we do that, you see that our latest range is this box here. If we take this latest range here, yeah. So for me, any test of the top of the range, once again next week, especially if we got early next week a retest of this level, I will try to short it from this level. First target would be monthly pivot point, and if that broken, of course I will be looking for the next target at the monthly S1. All that is still inside that major daily candle, yeah. And when and if for longer term we want to see a break below this low here, a retest, and probably we're gonna get more to the downside from there if we get the breakout. So very nice trade idea. If we get a confirmation to the downside, there is a lots of room. As you see, it is a clear empty area here that should probably be filled if we get the break. You're Jappy. How many times I'm gonna be talking about this box, guys? I don't know, it's getting boring now, but once again, keep trading the box, easy money, buy the low, sell the high until we have a breakout. I don't have anything else to say about this yet. We had a clear box here that we trade inside. Now we have another clear box, and it's gonna get broken either way. But as far as it is still holding, you can keep selling the high of the box, buying the low of the box in anticipation of a breakout. Another idea is to sell the high if we get the chance, and to buy the low if you get the chance as a hedge. And when you see a breakout, you close one and you let the second one run. A break to the downside, possible targets is of course this low and these lows back down here. A break to the upside, you see that we do have some highs to work with. We have this trouble area, then here, and then the major high is the 41.33 level. That is very long term. So once again, still inside the box, and all you have to do is buy the low, sell the high of the box, yeah. Euro sterling did break this structure short term on lower time frame, but on the daily we did went back inside and closed way higher. You can see that better on the 4 hour. As you see here, we had a very strong move to the downside. We did break the structure that been acting as very, very good support in the past. Looking left, many tests, and we've been buying this level here and here. We did a try here, and now we have the break. As you see, the monthly pivot point and this structure here been acting also as good resistance many times. And if we go left, you see it was a support, resistant. It is a very, very important level. And now we do have the monthly pivot point of December. 3 times try, couldn't break, and we got a nice rejection. Now the most important thing is this breakout and the test of the monthly S1. So it depends how I want to look at that. But for me, since the daily did close back inside, I still see that this level is possibly gonna act as support again. So the first thing to look at for next week on lower time frame, if you get another retest of this area here, to see if you get any bullish evidence to take a short, at least a short-term long toward the monthly pivot point, or any retest of the monthly pivot point at first. That would be the first level to try to look for a possible test, short-term sell to back toward this support level. Yeah, since as you see here we got rejected many times, this level gonna be an important level now to watch for next week. Yeah, EURUSD bearish all the week last week until we reach back down here. I was looking to buy at the 1.17 area. It never reached that low, but as you see here, we had this nice double top, never broke previous high and got rejected. We broke the neckline. It did break monthly pivot point, so a bit unsure where to go from here. I'm still seeing the 1.17 area down here as an important or very important level to look for bullish evidence at toward for another push to the upside on the euro. We do have a very strong hidden divergence, as you see here. This low and this low is much lower than this low here, but on the RSI this low is doing exactly the opposite. Yeah, so we do have hidden bullish divergence, nice rejection here, but no continuation yet. This is only one candle and should not be as a signal. 4 hour wise, we got this piercing pattern down here last Friday. We're still making lower lows and lower highs on the 4 hour. So we want to see that change before we start thinking that we may see a reversal. On the 1 hour, we had a nice bullish engulfing on Friday. Some correction, but we never broke above the NFP high here. So this was the NFP candle. And to see more to the upside, at least short term, at least on this time frame, we want to see a break of this level next week. Yeah, a break, retest. Next trouble area should be this structure here and the monthly pivot point. And if that got broken, we're gonna surely be doing another move toward this level up here, in my opinion. Or if the price keep going lower and do a retest of the 1.17, that would be another level where I'm gonna be looking for a possible bounce from this area back up to at least this level up here. Yeah, so looking to buy the right levels, and the first and the best one would be 1.17 area down here. Yeah, or a short-term break retest that would give us some intraday trades inside here. And of course, if we trade above the monthly pivot and these highs here, then we have a possible chance that we reach even higher. That for the short term and only for next week. Yeah, on the daily, as you see, a bit unsure market. We're making high here, we broke the low here, we broke the highs here, so we still can see this market as a sideways market inside this major range. And one could say that we are actually in the middle of the bigger range. So the best levels would be a retest of this high here to short, or a retest of the 1.17, or even from this low back again. So no trend, no clear trend yet. Higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, they are changing all the time. No clear trend as we had earlier this year, yeah? So be careful on that. They're probably harmonic on that, Timothy, yeah, on USD, but yeah, the only harmonic move I do trade is the AB equals CD. The rest of them I never backtested and I don't use them, so that's why I don't mention them either. Sterling Aussie, still inside this bullish channel, still structure wise making higher highs and higher lows. The trend to the upside is not broken yet. We look at the weekly, you see that we now trading above this important high here. The close was at or just above this high here too. Let me make it bigger to see. As you see, we just closed above this high here. Many green weeks in a row. A lot of wicks from the both sides. RSI is on the extreme, so we may see some correction, but once again, sterling pairs are very political movement more than fundamental right now, so you should keep an eye on those Brexit news and how things are going. Now, after this move on Thursday, we got a bearish candle on Friday, and we got our first divergence here, our first real divergence here, one top here. I do like, if I want to really trust a divergence, I want to see another divergence top, like making like this, give me the third top. That would be even better signal, where on the price we would see something like this, at least equal highs or a little bit higher. That would be much better divergence to look at. So as for now, we're still having a bullish structure. We should be only looking to buy until this channel got broken and we start seeing lower lows and lower highs. As for now, there is only higher highs and higher lows, and for next week the level could be another retest of this level or the monthly pivot point, where we also have the channel looking for bullish evidence for a continuation. As the most textbook thing to do is to keep following the trend until it ends, and this trend, you can say that this trend is broken after a break and close below this hammer here, below this low here. That would change the nature of this move to the upside, and another retest that give you maybe another lower high. Then you can say that there is a possibility of a reversal. As for now, we're still in a clear bullish market to the upside, and of course we want to try to buy the dips, but the move is now at a very good and high levels. We do have some divergence even on the 4 hour, as you see here, slightly lower, where we actually have higher high on the price. So on the 4 hour you see it more better and clearly here that we are in a bullish market. No one can discuss about that. So once again, a retest down here, bullish, look for bullish evidence for another, at least another bounce to the upside to try to reach the previous highs here. And if we get a break of this low, then we may start looking for a possible reversal, at least short term. Otherwise, once again, still a bullish structure all the way up. Sterling JPY did try to break outside of this box. Thursday was a major move to the upside. Friday kept trading higher, couldn't hold above these highs, so there is some bulls trapped inside this inverted hammer now. As you see, breakout trader, maybe a breakout trader here, maybe are surely struck in this long. And of course, it did a lots of a move to take a breakout here, so that's why I don't like breakout trading after such a huge move. I don't want to enter the market so late. So we do have or we did have bearish divergence when this happened. As you see, we are back inside the box. So for next week, looking for another retest of this level would be the first area to try to look for bearish evidence for a possible short, at least back to break the low here, or if that got broken, go even lower to the monthly pivot point. Yeah, so if that happened, that mean if the retest and another rejection, that mean we are back inside this box where we can start buying the low, selling the high of the box once again. For this box to really called a broken one, we want to see a daily close outside of the box, even to the upside or to the downside. Yeah, so we do have a clear range to trade, and keep trading that range until we see a breakout. A break outside of the box to the upside, as you see, there is a very potential move higher. There is no much structure looking left until the high of the Brexit. Yeah, and actually you have the same good reward even to the downside if we look at it like the price may be gonna retest these lows. Sterling USD, after this great move to the upside, we had some correction, and on Thursday when this got broken to the upside, I was thinking that we may see another possibly another flag and continuation. We didn't really get that after the NFP first move. We got a clear rejection. We traded all the way back down. The sterling couldn't break a new high, as you see here. And once again, I'm looking at this level that I talked about last weekly overview. I hope that you guys could take this bounce from here. Gave a very good move to the upside. So once again, I'm looking at this level for a possible bounce one more time from this area. As far as this level is holding, I will keep trying to buy it until it is broken to the downside and retested. Then I may change my short-term bias at least to sell. Okay, but this should be a bit of a warning. Major lower high, we couldn't break this high here, so you can short-term trade this level, but this could be an early warning that we couldn't break the highs for a continuation, yeah. And if we look left, the area is a major area up here of good supply level, yeah. And I still think that the market maybe want to fill that level up here on this pair. New Zealand CAD, the monthly S1 down here, or this whole structure down here, is still holding the price, still acting as good support. It is an important level, and the last line of defense is down here. So we never got new high, but we're not really getting lower lows either. So we do have a little bit of a range here, and once again the levels that we should be looking at is if we get another retest of this structure down here, where we also have the monthly S1, to try to take a long for at least short-term retest of these highs. And if that broken, we have these highs. If those got broken, that we may start thinking for a possible trend continuation from here. As for now, it's still the major term is to the downside. Short term, we are trading sideways inside this range, as we see here, and we should keep looking to trade this box until we have the breakout. So this could be a possible bottom. Now we do have a nice possible double bottom, but the neckline is not broken yet. Okay, New Zealand USD, almost the same structure. It is an important level, as you see. If we look left here, good support many times, good resistance many times. So it is sitting on an important structure. This is like the fourth test now after this and this. I did say that we do have a possible inverted head and shoulder here. Now it looks a little bit handicapped with another shoulder on the daily, as you see. But as far as we don't have a close below this low here, the pattern should still be valid. But we're not really making new highs, either new lows, sideways. As I said about the New Zealand CAD, this is almost the same structure. Where the price is testing right now is a good level to look at for next week. On the RSI, we do have a major bullish divergence starting from here. The head was much lower than the left shoulder, but on the RSI, look at this stop, much higher. And the right shoulder here is at the same level as the left shoulder, but on the RSI, it's much higher. So what's make me more interested to look at the possible reversal here is this strong bullish divergence. So let's see if we're gonna get a break outside of this triangle or not for next week, yeah. So on the 4 hour, you see this level is a clear short-term level that we should be looking at. Another retest of this level here would be the level to look for a possible bounce back up. Short term, at least, we want to see a break of this high here that would send us to this level here. A break below here, then of course we want to see if we're gonna get a break of the head or not. This would be the first trouble area after the right shoulder here. So this may be gonna be my first pair to look at for next week. And let's not forget about the fund rate decision, and that we may see some spikes here on many pairs on Wednesday. USD CAD, a new range established here. Let me take off this fib. After the great number we got on the CAD, we had a very strong move to the downside, but then when we got 2 days and we couldn't break below these lows here, I was very suspicious about a continuation, because if the market really wanted to start selling after this move, we wanted to see a break of these lows here. It didn't happen. We had a fake out and a reversal. What was looking like a correction ended up to be more than so, and on Friday we have this indecision candle. So we do have a nice range here to work with, as you see here. Of course, now when we're trading so high, I would be looking to see if we're gonna reach these highs once again. That would be the level to try to sell from. This could be a nice supply level. Last Friday, very choppy here on the news. So once again, we want to sell the high of the box, so another retest toward this area to try to sell it from the 1.29 level back down at least to the monthly pivot point. And if that got broken, then of course it's gonna send us much lower. I still think those CAD numbers was very good, and we may see some strengths, more strengths in CAD, especially if oil keep moving higher. If you don't get the test to the upside and you want to short, then you want to see a break of this level here. This low must get broken, retested before taking a short to be more sure. Yeah. And once again, this area here gonna be a very important level to look at, because we may get another bounce here. We may get some sideways market for some times ahead now. USD JPY, we moved all the way from last month's S1, did a test of the monthly pivot point, got rejected, and now broke above this swing high here, which is good bullish continuation signal. And from here, after this break of this high, the textbook would tell us to keep looking for a continuation by any possible dip, any possible retest of this level. So the 113 would be a good level to look at for a possible buy the dip, for a possible retest of the monthly R1 and this very strong resistant so far. On the 4 hour, it looks like we had some issues on Friday after the NFP, but you see it also clearly here, a break of this high here. We did break these highs also. So the first level, once again, that would be 113, which be the retest of these neckline here, or about 112.80, where we do have the monthly pivot point. That would be another good level to look for bullish evidence and a possible continuation on this one. So a deeper correction is better, especially now when the RSI, even on the 4 hour, is on the extreme. Yeah. And back to Dixie, which means that was all the pairs for today. Once again, we made it in under 1 hour. Great. And yeah, guys, as usual, any questions or any pairs you want me to look at? Otherwise, let's call it a day. Thank you very, very much. And please do not forget to hit the like button if you did like the session. And yeah, of course, feel free to share the video so many other traders can get the benefit of this weekly market overview. Let me see. I didn't look in the chat for a while, but I don't see any questions so far. And I know that I am lagging about 30 seconds or so between me and you. So New Zealand Jappy, yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, still very, very slow moving, and it looks still looking like a possible correction, Timothy. Nothing changed since we've talked about it when it did reach this important support level here. From here and looking at the slope of this move compared with this strong move to the downside, all I can say, for me, this still look as a possible correction. And if we want to sell a trend continuation of this move, the best level would be the 61.8 Fibonacci area, where we also have this important structure level where it did act as possible support. Otherwise, another test back down here would be a good level to look at for a possible bounce. Not interested in it right now. Still, as I said, looking very slow moving and boring for me to trade so far. But on 4 hour, as you see, we are breaking higher highs, as you see here, another higher high and a retest and stuff like that, but no really good momentum. We had a nice move here, but that was it. And it is a slow moving right now. Not interested at it myself at this level, but 618 back here of this move here would be a level to look at, or back down at 76 even-handed would be also another good level to look for a possible bounce and a counter trend scenario. Yeah, I know why it's giving you a headache, because it looks very, very choppy, and try to not when we trade a correction, that what happens. So we don't want to trade the correction, we want to trade the impulsive move. Thank you, Carlos. You're welcome, buddy. Piece of cake to trade this week. Probably. Let's see. Yeah, Timothy, it should be a strong break of this move, because it's been consolidating slowly. But once again, if we want to trade it from this level to the downside, your first trouble would be back at the 76 level here, of course. And if that got broken, then you see you have a lots of room to the downside. So inside, we are in the middle of this impulse move, slow. It's up to you and your trading style. Once again, 4 hour, we are getting higher highs and higher lows, but they are not the major level. This is the major high, this is the major low, and we are in the middle of this move here right now. My recommendation is to wait for possible retest here, bounce, or look how it's gonna react at this level up here, if you're gonna get another bounce or a break to the outside, to the upside. I am having hard time to see the break to the upside yet. Did we cover euro sterling? I don't think so. Or yes, did we do that? Yeah, we did that, Carlos. Let me see. Yes, we did euro sterling. It was yeah, somewhere at the beginning. Maybe if you go back to minute 20 or so, you're gonna find it, buddy. Okay, guys, thank you very much for being here today, and yeah, see you out there, Facebook, Telegram, and maybe another short YouTube video in the middle of the week if I have time. Otherwise, see you next Sunday here at the same time as usual. Bye bye, and thank you very much.